Hey everyone, welcome back to another toy haul video. Today we've just got two different kinds of figures to look at and two different kinds of toys. We've got some Masters of the Universe stuff and we've got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. So I've obviously been on a little bit of a vintage kick lately. I've just been finding some good deals. We do have one modern piece today, and that's going to be the Funko FYE exclusive Trap Jaw Pop. I got him the day after the last haul video, so he just missed the cutoff really. So he's the same pop as the previous Trap Jaw, he just is in mini comic colors. So I'm obviously down for that. I'm okay with mini comic anything really, so I'm glad they're going that route with pops. Hopefully I won't have to buy too many more of them, but I think he looks pretty good this way. So everything else is vintage here, and we'll just go to the Ninja Turtle stuff and get them out of the way, because the big thing for me is Masters here. So I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm missing some TMNT stuff, some things that I just didn't get. For whatever reason, figures were skipped over, things I've lost, figures that don't have all their accessories because, you know, I was a kid, stuff got lost. So one of the figures that I never had was Toka, so we've got him. He's almost complete. I got him at such a good deal I didn't worry about missing one piece. He's supposed to have a belt, and at the end of the day I really don't care that much, but he's got all of his other accessories. They're in a bag, but for the purposes of showing him off, I just put his mace in there. And this is the gray skin variant, so there's a brown version with just brown paint application on him, and this has gray. But if you've seen Secret of the Ooze, you know who this guy is. He's one of the two new mutants in that movie, and then obviously he was in the cartoon show as well, but pretty briefly I recall. This guy came out in '91, I want to say. And I know he was reissued as well at some point. Another one that I got that this is actually going to be used to replace a figure. So Metalhead, I just beat him to death when I was a kid. He's missing, I think he's missing a leg and an arm on my current figure that I've got. I'm probably going to keep that one around just because it's the one I had when I was a kid. This guy, he came complete, but his, whatever you want to call this here, this thing is broken. So mine is good from when I was a kid, so I'll swap that out. And then he's got his backpack with both straps still intact. And yeah, he looks good overall. So I'm just going to swap this piece out for the one that I still have, and he'll be 100% complete. Legs are really tight on him, which is really nice, but otherwise he's about as good as he can get. So that was a good find. And then another one that I bought incomplete, but it was really just for accessories, is this guy's name is Walkabout, I think. I could be wrong. I've kind of drawn a blank right now. But I was missing his gun and his boomerang. His gun is really warped. I'll have to heat it up and fix that. But I knew that when I bought him. And then he comes with this little dude here. So I may end up selling. All I really need are these two pieces, so I might just sell them incomplete, maybe make a few bucks back. I'm sure somebody out there needs the figure, and maybe this dude. I don't even know what his name is. Orange kangaroo dude. I'm not sure, but I don't know. He's a cool figure. He's got an eye patch. He's a kangaroo. He's got an articulated tail. He's got jointed knees, which is, you know, see, some of these figures are kind of weird for TMNT in terms of what they offer. But this guy's pretty cool, so I had to get him complete. Obviously I had this stuff at one point, but lost it to time. And as far as Masters of the Universe, so, you know, obviously I've done tons and tons of Motu stuff on this channel, so kind of stands to reason that I'm a Masters of the Universe fan. Maybe surprisingly, I don't have a huge attachment to the Masters vintage figures. I didn't have tons of them as a kid because Masters started before I was even born. So I got this stuff when I was, you know, maybe 3 and 4, and Masters was really on its way out at that point. So what I had was just kind of few and far between. Most of my stuff did not survive either. I've got a He-Man, and I've got a Skeletor, and I've got a Panther, and I've got others, but they are just beyond obliterated really, and I never made an effort to really buy them back because it just, you know, I was more into Thundercats, as I've said, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles took over, and then Power Rangers took over. So I was kind of a little late to the party when it came to Motu, but there were a few that really stuck with me that I really enjoyed as a kid. One of them being Ratlore, and I bought this guy just because, for one, I can't find mine. I have his Snake Man staff. Still, it's in my Ninja Turtle accessory bin, which is how I know where it is right now. So I got this guy incredibly cheap. Still rattles, and he still works. He's pretty clean. His legs are, I'm probably going to need to try to fix the legs. You know, that's the thing that happens with Motu, is that their legs, the joint in there just degrades over time, and there's a bunch of ways to fix them. I've never actually done that before, but it looks pretty simple, so I'm probably going to give it a go on Rattler here. But he does stand up, so I'm not too concerned about it. But otherwise, his paint apps are actually pretty decent. He looks good. I don't have any real problems with him, and I think I got what I paid for. As far as, you know, it was a pretty good deal, I think. So I'm pretty happy with him. And this guy, I mean, I got him because he kind of holds some nostalgic value for me. So that's why I got him. And then the other figure that I got, this was because I never, to my knowledge, never actually had him complete as a kid, and he is still to this day my favorite Masters figure of all time, and it's simply because of what the smell does to me. So, you know, I've said it before in other videos, but Stinkor is, without any shadow of a doubt, my favorite Masters of the Universe figure of all time. You know, people have their favorites. Pixel Dan loves Mosquito, for example. This is my figure. I never had the shield or the armor. I still have him. He's in a bin somewhere. He still stinks. This one still stinks, and I got him for what I think is a really good deal. His legs are pretty good. They aren't too bad, but again, it's just they degrade over time. Those bands in there are just going to wear out, so I'm probably going to fix him sooner rather than later. But this is a pretty good example of a Stinkor figure, I think. The shield is in perfect shape, and the armor's in really good shape, and I mean, smell that. He smells great. It does something to me. It's a real nostalgic thing for me. It's just what it is. So when I think of this figure and I smell that, I think of, I don't know, I just think of being a kid again. Although I don't think I ever stopped being one. But that said, that's a cool figure. I got him for really cheap. I had to get him when I came across him. Now, the final things. There's 3 of them. This wasn't something I was intending to buy. Came across them thanks to the same guy on Instagram that has gotten me some of the Beetlejuice figures I've shown, my Stone Protectors, my Toy Biz X-Men figures, basically all the old stuff that's still in really, really good shape. And I know these figures get a lot of hate from Motu fans just because of what they are, but these kind of where I don't have as much attachment to vintage Motu because of my age. I was of the right age to be around when this hit. So I still have some of these, you know, now I still have my figures from when I was a kid. I didn't have tons of them, but there were some that kind of stuck with me. But I've gotten complete in-package figures from the He-Man series, which is, you know, called The New Adventures of He-Man. So I've got a Quake, and he's coming up in, you know, Super 7's line. And these guys are in pretty good shape. They are relatively okay. I mean, I think I paid a very good price for them. I usually get a deal from him. We've got a Toy World sticker up here. I've said before that I really like when the stickers are on there still. It just, you know, it shows their age in a way that the figure itself doesn't. Just shows where they came from. We've got KO. He's got a Toys R Us sticker on there. He was $5.99 at the time, and this is the one that has the bonus offer sticker on it. And on the back, we've just got our cross-sell. And I think this one's probably in the best shape of the bunch. He's really, really nice. But the one figure that really kind of put me over the edge in terms of buying these was when I noticed that he had this one. And this is the one that has stayed with me forever. This is the one that I really played with, like, to death as a kid. But I still got him. His sword is broken, and I think his shield is cracked too. But I still got him. This guy came, I don't know where he came from. It doesn't have a name on the price tag, but it was $2.98 at the time, which I wish it was. We have got Thunder Punch He-Man. So he's got the translucent green vest, he's got the sword and shield, and if you notice, if you're a classics collector, this is the stuff that comes with Lord Mask. So you could make your, you know, your New Adventure style He-Man classics figure into this guy, sort of. Not 100%, but that's what the intention was. This figure just does a lot for me, so that's why I bought him. I know that New Adventures isn't the same as Motu. It's not the same. It doesn't elicit the same nostalgic feelings for He-Man collectors, but this does it for me. You know, it's just, I just remember it. It's all there was. You know, I was I don't know, what was I, 6 years old when these came out? So I mean, that's the time. That's really when it's going to hit you. So it didn't last very long, obviously. It failed pretty miserably, but you know, the simple fact that I do have kind of some nostalgic feelings for this guy. I still have him. Yeah, that's all it was. It was a pure nostalgic purchase. I kind of wanted a few carded examples from this line. I'm certainly not going to go out and buy all of them. There are plenty of others that are more expensive, like Battle Blade Skeletor. That's another one that I could have gotten, but it just didn't want it. I wanted a really good example and a few other examples just to have to kind of round out my kind of weird carded collection that I've been working on lately. So yeah, this is a huge thing for me. It's a big pickup. I mean, it's not a huge pickup, but it's a fun one at the very least. So, you know, it's He-Man. How could you not want that? So that's pretty much it. We got some Motu, we got some Tmnt. Seems to be the norm lately, is getting a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff. It keeps coming through the door, as it seems. So that's it. We will be back again for some more reviews. I'm trying to get things resettled. I've been on jury duty for the past 2 weeks. It's really messed up my schedule. So we're working on more reviews very, very soon, and then I'm sure there'll be another haul video coming. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, we'll probably have some vintage reviews of these figures coming at some point too. Probably a vintage sort of look back at the new adventure stuff. I'm certainly not opening them to show you how they move, but maybe do a little more in-depth on what the series was and, you know, how it worked out and everything. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Catch you later, guys.